So I didn't think things could get any worse for the Pistons, but boy, was I wrong. Detroit Pistons, after the worst record in the NBA and a franchise history, will have the number 5 pick in the 2024 NBA draft for the 3rd consecutive year. I don't know what the Pistons did to Adam Silver, but he must really hate y'all. Like, he didn't even try to rig it for you guys, you know what I'm saying? I had a feeling the Pistons wouldn't get the number 1 pick, but I was like, okay, at least they'll get a top 4 pick. They had the worst record in their history, so I thought, all right, maybe they'll get like a top 4 pick, top 3 pick, but no, number 5 pick. And I was like, wow, well, damn. I just want y'all to understand how wild this is, right? Atlanta Hawks with a 3% chance of landing the 1st overall pick, and the Rockets with a 1.9% chance of landing a 3rd overall pick. Both happened. The Detroit Pistons had a 52% chance to land a top 4 pick. It didn't happen. I don't know. That's insane. You had a 52% chance of landing a top 4 pick and you didn't get it. That's like flipping a coin, heads or tails, and you still don't get it 4 straight times. So the thing about this draft too, GM said that this was the worst draft they ever seen, out of all the draft classes ever. So I thought, even if they would have got a high pick, maybe they could have traded it for some talent or something like that, unless you land a diamond in the rough in the lottery. But there's not too many standouts this year unless you get Bronny. These are all the chances that the teams had to get a number 1 pick. The Raptors 9, Grizzlies basically 8, Jazz 6, 3. You see, this is pretty crazy. Pistons are so down bad, nobody wants to be the president of basketball operations for the Pistons. Potential candidates for the position have been informed that they will have an agency to dismiss Weaver from his post. Lead sources told Yahoo Sports, but the earlier returns of Detroit's search have not seemed to net much forward progress for the Pistons. While Detroit hoped to interview Milwaukee's lead executive, did not allow Horace permission to do so. Other names like former Trailblazers GM declined the Pistons' outreach to interview for the role as well. You know how down bad an organization got to be for that to happen? That's pretty crazy. But one thing I do want people to keep in mind, 2 or 3 years ago now, Adam Silver did say he's going to monitor tanking, but I really don't think the Pistons are trying to tank. If you watched a couple games this year, they were really trying to win them games. They just weren't winning. Adam Silver says NBA monitoring serious tanking issue situation happened, if you don't remember. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver warned teams against the practice of tanking and said that such conduct will result in swiftest, harshest response from lead office. Silver expressed his concerns in a letter. The letter was likely in response to Dallas Mavs owner Mark Cuban saying losing's our best option. Cuban was fined $600,000 for those comments. For the last 6 years, the worst team in the league did not get the number 1 pick. They're taking it very serious, like the tanking. Can't believe in what is considered the worst NBA draft pool of talent in years, Hawks could have the number 1 pick. I'm kind of surprised too. I'm curious to see what the Hawks do with the pick. To be honest, if I'm the Pistons, draft pool really isn't looking good, but there's always, you guys know how it goes. There's always one gem in the draft that stands out, but you don't know who that is because there's a bunch of prospects. I might take Bronny. Maybe not with that 5th pick, but I'll figure out a way to get Bronny. Shit, try to get Bron or something. I don't know. That's your best bet. Eddie James is not expected to return to college. Will stay in the 2024 NBA draft after being medically cleared to be drafted and play in the NBA.
I am sick for Pistons fans. Absolutely sick. They went 14-68 last year. One of their worst seasons ever. They set NBA records because of how bad they were. And what did that get them? The 5th pick in the draft. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. The 5th pick. Usually when you're horrible in the NBA, the only upside that you can have is that you'll be a top 3 pick. But the last time the Pistons got a top 3 pick was when they drafted this guy 1st overall.
Crazy.
At this point, the Pistons are so bad that their only rival, really, is a bunch of these, bro. That's their biggest rivals. They had a 14% chance at the 1st overall pick, and they couldn't even get within the top 4. You know who got the 1st overall pick? The Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks got it. The team that was in the play-in, they get the number 1 overall pick. But the team who went 14-68, they get the number 5 pick. A 3% chance and a 1.5% chance just beat out a 14% chance. If I was a Pistons fan, man, I would be in shambles. I may boycott the league after this.
Years straight, the team with the worst record won't get the number 1 overall pick. Good. I love this system. I really do. I wish the NFL did something like it. But in the NFL, I can see why the worst team would get it because there's more players, and that's a whole different story. I love the lottery system for the NBA. It's a very, very good incentive for the teams to actually try to win games, no matter what the season's looking like. Even though back end of the year, you know what's going on. That's your time to try to develop players, and what it is.
From a competitive standpoint, the system they have in place is good. Adam Silver should at least give the Pistons a top 3 pick or top 4 because they had a really bad year. This draft is not, loaded, as of right now. We got to see the people play, but should have rigged it a little bit further to get some type of, top 3, top 4 pick. But yeah, bro, it's going to be tough. I don't know how the Pistons rebuild because I don't know no free agents that want to go to Detroit besides Miles Bridges and Tobias Harris maybe. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.